everyone! Thank you for watching this video. This is Sheva from Bear Mix Bujo over at Instagram. So for today, I have part 2B of the books I use for junk journaling series that I have over in my YouTube channel. The first two installments are already up. So I will have a card with the playlist of all of the videos in this series up, so you can watch that one. But these are for this part of the series, these are going to be the books that I use mainly for their botanical floral illustrations, which are the bigger books that I have. So part 2A were the smaller books, and this one are the bigger books that I have. So you can see the biggest book that I have is about that size. So for this video, I'll try not to be as chatty because all of the videos have been chatty, videos so far, but we'll see how this one goes. I'll put this over to the side so we can begin with the first book. Let me just quickly check that I'm still in the frame. Okay, so this is the first book that I want to show you, and this is one of the latest books that I got from book sale. So as I explained in the previous videos, the books that I have, I mainly get them from online books. So there's a lot of local booksellers in Facebook. So I go to Facebook a lot. I check Facebook a lot, and check the different books that are listed in there, and I get most of the books from there now because of the lockdown. But prior to the lockdown, I usually go to book sale, which is a secondhand bookstore here in the Philippines. They have a lot of branches in the different malls that we have. So whenever I go to a new mall, I always check out book sale, and I always score a good book from there. And this is actually one of them. I got this from SM Santa Rosa. So if you're a local, you're from the Philippines, you know Santa Rosa, Laguna. So they have an SM there. I went there earlier this week for some errands, and I went to a book sale, and I got this book for 15 pesos. So that's about 30 to 40 cents US dollars. So very, very happy about this book. I thought it would be the Country Diary, but it's the Country Diary Companion. I read this book actually. I read it because I was really interested in it. It's just about the life story of Edith Holden, and then I think there was a movie series based on her life, and this book also has photos from the TV series. So let me just show you. Actually, it has a pretty green cover, and then I think this is a shadow of Edith Holden. So the first part of the book is just about her. So that's Edith Holden. I think this book, the photos here are from the Life of an Edwardian Lady. I think that's where they got most of the photos in the beginning. So these pages are just about the actual life of Edith Holden, and photos from her, where she grew up and things like that. And then they also included illustrations from, I think this is from the Country Diary, because I have the Country Diary here, and I think I've seen these illustrations there. So what I plan to do about this book, I'll think if I will keep it or I will cut it up, because I've already read it obviously, but I really want to use the illustrations there, like that one, very pretty photos of her, and these are places she visits from her childhood, her paintings. So there's a lot of really cool illustrations here at the beginning, and then these ones are just all about the TV show. So photos from the TV show are in there. Actually, I might just keep this book as a coffee table book and not cut it up. But that's the Country Diary Companion. And then another Edith Holden book is the Country Diary Nature Notes. So there is a nature note of an Edwardian lady. I don't have a copy of that one, but I have this one. So it's more of a diary, you know. You have that one. Then you can write in it. I got this from a local seller, so I haven't cut it apart yet. She actually started writing in it, but I guess she didn't continue using it. I don't intend to use it like that. I intend to put it in my journals. So yeah, we all know Edith Holden books, right? So I won't go through each of them anymore, but that's Nature Notes. And then of course, one of my favorite books, I have two copies of this one. So this is my personal copy. I don't intend to cut up this particular book. I will keep it. The other copy that I have, I already have pages, you know, taken apart from that one. But this is the Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. This one I got from a local bookseller from Facebook. So, I mean, I think we all know how beautiful the Country Diary book is. The pages are really thick and they are matte. And then the illustrations are just, you know, wonderful. And then the font that they use, I think is similar to her handwriting as well. So I love using the texty pages. I think there are pages here, like I think July 1. There are pages here that are just text. So like this one. So I don't feel bad, you know, cutting it up, tearing it up, and then just using the texty bit. But those ones that have, you know, back-to-back illustrations, I don't know what I'll do with them yet. But yeah. So mostly what I've done is I've taken pages like this one, you know, you just remove the binding here and then you can take out the page, so it's a spread. Then what I do is just I include this particular one spread in a journal, and then if it's a little bit smaller, I just fold it up and turn it into a tuck spot. But that's how I've been using them. And then the texty bits, I use them for collage. I haven't tried, you know, making ephemera out of the different illustrations. Maybe that's something that I'll try to do next. So that's the Country Diary. And then I think I shared in the previous video that I have a lot of gardener's guide kind of books. So these kinds of books just have really nice photographs of flowers, different flowers. But this particular one, the Gardener's Guide, compiled by David Squire, has this illustrations at the bottom. And I really like them. So I've taken some pages from this book already. And what I do is I cut up this part, I stick it in a page, and I use it as a, you know, a tuck spot. Because they're very pretty illustrations. You can actually cut it, you know, smaller and then turn it into a small cigarette card. So that's that one for this book. There are a lot, like all of the pages have those illustrations at the bottom. Why do I have that one there? So I'll just use it like that. And then another kind of book that I like buying is watercolor books, because I love the look of watercolors, watercolor florals. I do floral. I actually have a photo here which is up in my wall. Let me just take it so I can show you. So this one is a watercolor that I did. So I like watercoloring, so that's why I like, you know, watercolor books. So this one has a lot of really pretty pages, and they are color coded as well. So lots of different colors that you can use here. I already took out some pages from this one, but what I just do is I just take one page and then I fold it, and that becomes a page in the journal. The pages are glossy, so I don't think this will, you know, be good for coffee dyeing and things like that. So I leave them as is because they're beautiful, you know, the way they are. I mainly use them as a whole journaling page. I don't cut up the pages, but I could. You can as well. If you have a copy of this book, you can do that. You can cut up, you know, because they have white backgrounds already. You can cut that up, back it to a coffee dye paper, tea dye paper, and that's a journaling card or a tab. So that's that book. Painters Quick Reference Flowers and Blooms. And then we're moving on to the bigger books in the collection. This is a landscape diary. So I really like this book as well because of the big, look at that, floral, botanical, nature theme illustrations. So this one, you can take that up and then turn it into a page as well. I mean, a lot of these pages from the bigger books, because they are bigger, they lend well to becoming journal pages. So that's how I intend to use the pages from this book. Again, lots of really pretty illustrations that I would hate to cut this up, because that, you know, if you fussy cut it, it won't fit into a journal anyway. So I will just turn that, the smaller ones they could, but the bigger ones like that one, I imagine that as, you know, a centerpiece that would look really beautiful. So that's this book. And then this is another recent find. I got this from Shopee, a Shopee seller. It's the ABCs of Nature Reader's Digest, a family answer book. And this one has a lot of cool, that's a cover, really cool illustrations again inside. It's because it's ABCs of Nature, so you get different kinds of things. Like, I mean, volcano, I will never probably use that in a journal, right? But I can use these pages, you know, as a background for a collage or something like that. But I think from page, I looked for it. So part 2 is all about plants. So there are a lot of pages here because the next part would be the animals. So that amount of pages from 73 until 155 are all florals, and all of those pages have lots of really good illustrations that would be really cool for ephemera. So those ones, this one is a really cool one. Pineapple, trees. I saw some flowers here. Yeah. So you also have big pages like that of all florals, mushrooms, cactus. Yeah. And then the last few pages, I think I can still use some of them because they're cute, you know, birds. I think there were some butterflies, yeah, insects there. So there are also some pretty cool animal illustrations towards the last part of this book that you can use. So that's the ABCs of Nature. And then this is another big book, Benningfield's Woodlands. So this one, because it's also a huge book, it would be good as part of a nature theme journal. That's actually something that I'm probably going to be working on next, a nature theme journal, so I can use up all of these books. So that's that one. And then this is the last book that I have, and also one of the new ones that I got. This is the Natural History of the British Isles, and the cover tells you everything you need to know, because those are exactly what you will find inside the book. So it's a huge one. It's a really big one, and it has all of these pretty illustrations about the sea, about the land. And look at that. So this whole, you know, page would be a spread in itself. So that's a nature themed pages that can be cut up as ephemera, or look at those butterflies, or work as a journaling page. Yeah, so that's the last book that I have. The next video is going to be miscellaneous books, so books that still have some illustrations in them, but they're not necessarily floral in nature books. So that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.